So this question begs to be asked: are the Warriors a dynasty? Sorry if my answer is not going to be long and drawn out, but yeah, when you win multiple championships and within like a decade, you get to be, especially with that run they had with KD and such. But what about you, John? Are you in agreement or?
Quick question for you: what is the like cutoff for a dynasty? Like, how is there a number of titles you have to win in your eyes?
Has to be 2+.
So
if it's within, and what's going to be 2+, like would have, I'd probably say like 3, especially with the NBA. If NFL, I'd say 2+. NBA would probably be 3+. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would agree. For me, it's 3+ because I think of like do you consider the Heatles, the 2011 through 2015 Heat to be a dynasty? They only won 2 titles. They went to 4 straight finals, but they only won 2. And I wouldn't
they're
consider
all
that a dynasty.
all-time team, but wouldn't consider them a dynasty.
Yeah, in like individual performances, they're one of the top 5 greatest teams of all time, probably. Like, if you take one season, but I agree. I don't think I'd consider them dynasty because I just feel like 3 is sort of that moment where your organization elevates that point of true dominance. Like you said, it has to be in a certain time span. I think in like a decade, if you win 3 titles, you are a dynasty. Because I mean, you think of the teams that have done that all time. We're talking like the 60s Celtics, the 80s Lakers and Celtics, the 90s Bulls, the 2000s Lakers, the 2000s Spurs / into like 2014 when they won that other title.
That one's like a really random. That was like a cherry on top. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was the riding into the sunset. They win another one, but I still consider it part of it. But mainly the 2000 Spurs.
Yeah.
And then now the Warriors. I feel like those are really the only dynasties that we've ever seen in the NBA. Because once you start throwing in teams that have won 2 titles, you get to like that Heat team or like the Rockets in the 90s. They won 2 titles in there. You just get into like the Pistons. You get into some teams that don't feel like they meet that same caliber as like the Bulls and the Spurs and the Celtics and the Lakers and the Warriors and all those teams that had those. Like they truly dominated that decade. So anyway, yeah, I agree with you. I think that 3 is a dynasty. I 100% think this Warriors team is a dynasty. I mean, the fact that and this is no offense to Kevin Durant, don't take this as that, but the fact that they won a championship before, during, and after Kevin Durant being there, I think it shows that, no offense to KD, once again, Steph did not need him. He needed Steph. And he needed the Warriors dynasty to be able to win those 2 championships. And yeah, they're totally a dynasty. And I think even without KD, they could have hit 3 by this point, maybe even all 4.
Especially when you win with the same-ish core multiple times. Like, I think that's the similarity, really. Lakers, Shaq, Kobe in those early days, and then it was like Kobe and Powell plus Bynum and maybe Sarah Test, later. Spurs, we all know Timmy, Manu, Tony, and then these Warriors, Steph, Draymond, Clay, throw in KD, throw in Iggy as, also as well, best supporting cast. And then obviously Bulls, Jordan, Pippen. I guess you could include Rodman on the second run-ish. And then, yeah, Celtics, Bird, and then Lakers, Magic, and that like James Worthy in them. So, yeah, we'll definitely consider Warriors a dynasty. So there it is, cut and dry.